Hi, I'm Dan, and welcome to Gaming Commons Episode 7. Today, I'm going to talk about the Xbox One. I got my hands on it about a week ago, and I'm just going to talk about what I thought of it. Now, bear in mind, I never got to try out any of the operating system at all. It was just a couple demos we got to try on the Xbox One tour that they're having. Now, the games we tried, me and my family, was a whole family outing. It was pretty fun, actually. We went and tried out Killer Instinct and Forza 5. Now, Killer Instinct, a fighting game if you're not familiar with it. I think the last time it was released was back in the 90s. So it's almost 20 years old, the franchise, so it's been a while since they released one of these games. But the game itself didn't offer anything special in terms of fighting, and really nothing all that fancy with the controller either. It basic fighting game, really. I wasn't overly impressed with it, but it was fun overall. Now, Forza 5 was, I'm not a huge racing fan, but it got me the whole feel of the new controller. The new controller definitely feels different in your hand. Now, the top two, the trigger and the bumper, definitely feel a lot different when you're pushing it. Plus the whole new rumble that you get within the triggers. I'm not sure if I like it completely. It definitely gives you some feedback. I noticed when I was driving off-road, you really felt like a little bit of a vibration in the triggers. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's something different. Definitely something I'm going to have to get used to. Now, overall, the controller itself felt like you'd expect it. A little bit different from the Xbox 360 controller, but still familiar enough that I knew where the buttons were without having to look at it. But still felt a little bit different. Now, none of the games really took use of the D-pad, so it's hard to say how much that has improved. Just strictly looking at it, you can definitely tell it was improved. Now, as far as Xbox One itself, there's really not much I can really say because we didn't actually get a full Xbox One to try out. Like I said, they had, I think it was 4 screens playing Forza and 2 screens playing Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct, I should add that it will be a free-to-play game, and I believe, if I remember correctly, you get one character free, and if you want all the rest of the characters, you have to pay for it. But I also heard something that it might be a rotating character base. But it's a free game once you get your Xbox One. But back to the actual system itself, it looks nice. They had one on display, you actually got to see it. Now, the power button is very sensitive. You just put your hand remotely near it, and you can trigger it to come on and off. Like, they had it encased in like plexiglass case, and you're able to turn it on and off through the glass. Now, I don't know if I'd like that amount of sensitivity to that button. I'd really like it if I actually push the button and it reacted. Especially since I have a 2-year-old running around the house that, who knows, he might put his hand in front of it and boom, there goes my game. Now, I don't play too often around him, but my other kids definitely do, and he has turned off the system quite often. So it's something to think about. If you have kids running around, you may want to keep your Xbox One away from them. in a spot they can't reach if you worry about it. Now, you got to see the front. We couldn't really see the back. They had the Kinect on display, but there was no way to actually test the Kinect. I was kind of hoping that they would have had Kinect Sport so I could actually see how more responsive the Kinect was. But from what I hear, it does take a while for you to actually be registered into the system so you can start playing it. I hope that it's not. I hope it's just strictly players that plan on playing the system regularly. Like if I have someone come over and want to try out a Kinect game, I hope they don't have to be scanned in completely and all the whole setup, because that would get annoying for someone who's only going to be there maybe a couple times in a year. But overall, the system definitely looks nice. The controller is quite responsive, even though it does feel a little bit different. And the games, while they wouldn't have been my first choice to play, definitely was fun. So, I hope you learned a little bit. I know it wasn't probably saying too much that hasn't already been said in some sort of review, but I just felt the need to tell people about it because it was a fun experience getting to try console before its actual launch. It's the first time for me to ever do that. So, if you like what you see, feel free to subscribe, or you can follow me on Twitter at GamingComments. Next week, no clue what I'm going to be talking about. So, until then, bye.